Hi, hello, my name is Gabiio, and welcome to Short Positive Review number 2. So if you weren't here last time, the time I was talking about Jean Zhao's short positive review for Iron Widow, my concept with these is just throwing my favorite media at the moment. I'm going to try to focus on books because I've been reading a lot of these lately, and it's one art of it and my commentary. Quickly done. My goal is to be between 5 and 10 minutes, no more. So let's get on really fast. Today we're talking about The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. I've discovered this book through TikTok. Booktok is generally fine. It's rare that I see a book on Booktok that I'm really into, if I'm completely honest. A lot of the time it's a little disappointing, or not disappointing quite, but it steers a little young. Sometimes the recommendations are just a little hollow, let's say like that, and that's fine. I like hollow books all the time, it's fine. But The Atlas 6 was so good. So let's start with a non-spoilery part. The Atlas 6 is a story about this group of people that are all recruited by Atlas Blakely caretaker. The setup of the world is a world very similar to ours, except that some people are Medeans and they have magic. There are different types of magic, and the 6 people that the caretaker recruits are for the Alexandrian society, and his goal was to find the 6 best. This society is the Alexandrian library and its legacy of burning everything. Well, the concept is that this society didn't die at all. It was just preserved and hidden away because these people decided that knowledge was power, and that knowledge is dangerous, and that knowledge must be gatekept. Atlas is trying to find the best people to join the society, and the draw of it is there are 6 people coming in, and there are going to be 5 people that are going to be accepted into the society at the end. So the story runs around the 6 main characters. So the first trio that become really good friends are Libby Rhodes, Elizabeth. She is a physician, so she works with physics, with particles. She is very anxious, very overachiever, very, a lot of pressure on herself, and undervalues herself constantly. But she is a very good character. Then there's Nico de Verona, which was my favorite. He is her complete opposite / exact same. They are both physicians. They come from the same school. They've grown together. They are the same but different. They work really well together, although they hate to admit it. Everything that he does, Nico does everything for other people but refuses to admit it, and I really liked his arc and everything around him. Nico was one of my favorite ones to read, although at the beginning I wasn't sure I would really like it, but the more I went on, the more I loved his thinking style. The way that Olivie Blake wrote him was so fantastic. And then there's Reina, which is she's from Japan, and she is a naturalist. So she works with nature, plants, except that the way her power works, it's so cool. Her first chapter she's introduced in, the way it's explained is that she doesn't control plants as much as if she lets herself go, plants erupt in explosion around her. The way I visualized that was a little bit in Frozen when Elsa moves her hand forward and ice comes out of the ground. That's kind of what happens with her. She's also a battery, and she's a lot more shy and reserved, but she's a really interesting, calm voice, and I really like to read her. And then there's the second group of people who are not the villains, but definitely different types of people. So let's start with probably the most controversial, Parisa. I love Parisa. She was really hard to read sometimes. Parisa is a mind reader. She is a telepath, but in the way that she can read people like an open book. And also she's a manipulator. She can get everything that she wants, get revealed secrets that scare her away. She is very manipulative, really hard. She is very in control of everything. That's what's so scary about her, and I really enjoyed her. And then there's Tristan. He can see magic, mostly. He can see through illusions, and later on through magic, which seems not that great, but it's the contrary of an illusionist. He's really good to go against, in a world where there's some magicians that can just hide stuff. He can see through that, which is great. And he gets a great friendship / rivalry, not rivalry, but great friendship with a lot of trust issues with the last character, Callum, which is the enemy, the villain of the group, although he is still part of them. He was definitely written to be unlikable, but not in the you don't want to read him, but unlikable in the way that he is terrible. He is a terrible person. Callum is an empath with no empathy, which I think is a fucking funny idea. He can read through emotion, he can control emotion, he can use the emotions against you, and he can break you down to your core without an ounce of empathy. Callum is great. So these are the characters. This book is a little dark academia-ish. Yeah, in the best way. It is really good on this aspect. It is very brainy. There's not that much action going on. It's a lot of mind games. It's a lot of theories. So it's not like a big action adventure, but it's really brainy, and the concepts are so interesting that I think you're gonna like them. And the book has a lot of illustrations that are really cool. Olivie Blake and little chmura, I hope I pronounced that right, work a lot together. They did a couple of books together, I'm pretty sure. They always like collaborate, and it's so fun to be able to read and to see the characters that you're reading about. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Now let's go a little bit into spoiler territory. So again, like last time, we're going to spoilers. If you want to jump in after the montage to see my farewell, you can. If not, we'll see you later. So for the spoilers, the ending was really good. Did I see it coming? A little bit. I knew that there was something wrong with Ezra, but also I didn't think that Ezra would go so fucking far. It was really interesting to see that he had a relationship with Atlas from the beginning that was hidden to us, although it was hinted like midway through the book. It was Tristan, I'm pretty sure. It was really interesting. And the part when Callum and Parisa had a fight, it was heart-wrenching. It was so, like, obviously I was rooting for Parisa, although I'm pretty sure that the goal of this part was for you to root for no one because they're both terrible, but in a good way. But Parisa was the one I was hoping for, and the twist of the mind game was so very cool. I really liked that aspect, and I fucking love Gideon. Like, there was not to be like, oh my god, gay representation, woo, but like there was an offhanded note at the end. I think it's by Ezra. Either it's Ezra or it's by Callum, but it's been a while. About how he's probably in love with his roommate but doesn't know it yet. Gideon is Nico's roommate, and he is, first of all, a really good character. I really like his dynamic with Nico. The dynamic of, I want to be on my own, I'm an adult, I can do what I want, and your problem or my problem are so good together. I really hope their relationship continues in the Atlas Paradox. I'm very intrigued to see where Libby ends up. If I'm completely honest, when I was reading, I was expecting Tristan to be the one eliminated. Not that I don't like him, I love Tristan. I think he was a really interesting character. One of the ones I was least like excited to read at first, that became like one of my favorite ones to read because he is so real and empathetic and interesting, and his relationship with Libby is great. I'm really excited to see where it goes with that. The twist that Atlas wants to like start again, wants to like break everything, was also really interesting. I'm really excited to see where it goes. The only problem that I had with the book was a little bit of pacing, not quite pacing, but I thought that sometimes there was a little bit of connective tissue missing, but it was so great. I'm saying that, but I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It was really good, really enjoyable. It had been a while since I had like taken time, like read for 2 hours on my bed because I was so excited about reading the ending. It was really surprising, really good. I ended up immediately after reading it, I immediately ordered Masters of Death, another book by Olivie Blake, and I'm done with it as well. And I'm really excited to see where Olivie Blake goes into YA, because just like I said with Zhao and Iron Widow, I really think that Olivie Blake, the Atlas 6, is going to revolutionize somehow the world of YA, and I'm very excited for one. Here is the montage. So thanks a lot for coming. I'm really excited. I really like the Atlas 6. Of course, I've been talking about it. I've also, again, I really enjoyed Masters of Death. I don't know if I should do a short positive review about it. So the Atlas 6 was so enjoyable. I really recommend it. I received it for Christmas, and I have the old edition, and now I'm trying to wait and try to find one of the exclusive new editions just to see the difference. If you like YA, if you like brainy stuff, literature, it was so good. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be back soon-ish. University is killing me as usual, but we're almost done with the semester and I'm really excited about going back to it. I'm designing characters right now on the side and I'm very excited. So thank you for coming. All my links are in the bio. If you like what I do, I know there's like 3 of you, but you can subscribe and like. It always like just brings me pleasure. I also now have a Tumblr. I know, don't tell anyone, it's a little bit embarrassing to start a Tumblr in 2022, but what do you want? I am on Tumblr now. Thanks a lot for hanging out and see you soon!